I haven't looked at anything today regarding this, about the fact that Terry wants money. Now, it's clear that she doesn't want child support, and more than likely she doesn't want spousal support. The only thing that I can think of is that she wants is a share of the house before she walks out the door. And so if I can find anything, I'll post it on the internet.
Others have instincts, and unfortunately, I had feelings about this when I got the phone call.
Is Terry Horman, the stepmom, out looking for little Kyron, trying to clear her name, or is she hunkered down, hiding from reporters?
Who's looking for Kyron? Nobody.
If she knows Kyron will never be found, she knows there's no need to look for him. And that is just a horrific reality, if she knows that. Pat Brown, do you think her alleged affair was a way to sort of get comfort and distraction from this nightmare? Sometimes people turn to sexual activity, even though the guy says they didn't have sex, but as a distraction.
Yeah. No, I think she's an attention getter. She wants that person in her life, and she also may want to use him, as we see him photographing those papers. I'm not sure what her whole plan is there, but I want to comment on what you said about her not looking for Kyron. I found that in a lot of cases where a person is involved in the crime, they're very annoyed when other people keep looking for that child, because what's the point? Why can't we just go on with our lives? I mean, because they know that child is not around anymore, and it's kind of redundant to them. So
well,
wait a second. No one is looking for Kyron. They're investigating this, but no one's looking for Kyron. The police wouldn't let the family or any local people go out and look for Kyron. It was a search that was done under the arms of the law without local people, of what I remember this, because no family members went looking for Kyron. I'm sorry to interrupt.
again, she is not a person of interest or a suspect officially, according to authorities. Victoria Taft, host of the Victoria Taft Show in Portland. You and I have chatted so many times about many stories. What is Portland making of this craziness?
Well, first of all, we know that a child is missing, that we're all hoping to be able to find this child alive. And hope is waning, obviously. So we're trying to keep that at the forefront. The other thing is, we have this entire circus of this family being splayed out, the stories upon revealing stories about how dysfunctional this family was on the pages of the newspapers, on television every night. And this is just the stuff of tabloids. When I found out from Dan Tilkin during your show, Jane, that she went into court and had the audacity, the absolute audacity to ask for money, I said to myself, she's certifiable. I have to tell you, not legally certifiable. This is a woman, and Pat Brown, you rocked on my show today, and thank you very much for coming on. Mm-hmm. And Pat Brown, as well as Ann Rule, said this today. This is a woman who thinks everything is about her. Everyone is just a cardboard cutout, a little cartoon character around their universe, which revolves around them. And that's exactly what happened again in court today. Asking for money? You've got to be kidding me.
Well, it is pretty bizarre. Barbara, California, your question or thought, ma'am.
Hi, Jane. We watch your program every day.
Thank you.
And I watch the stepmother being hounded by the reporter, and you had it on yesterday. And he ended up asking her, just tell me, do you know anything about Kyron's disappearance? Just say yes or no, yes or no. And I know that she probably told, just ignore the people, just keep quiet. But if that was me, Jane, I'd have to holler, no, I don't know anything about it. How could you keep quiet?
Well, Dan, that's such an interesting... Well, I understand. I know
telling her to keep quiet. She's got to follow those instructions. As a matter of fact, it's just amazing to me how everybody likes to Monday morning quarterback these things and speculate and project and say, well, because she didn't answer, therefore it must mean something else. It probably means that she's following her lawyer's instructions to keep her mouth shut. And as far as asking for money, maybe I'm missing something here, but this is a marriage that's now splitting up. She's moving out from the home. Asking for money to be able to support moving out of the home, that's not so beyond the pale. That's something that happens every day in family.
Hold on. Who was going to talk? Go ahead.
I Victoria here. I mean, Dan, love you, mean it. You're a very nice reporter, and you know when the interviews come out after this whole thing is over and done, I'm sure she'll come to you because you've been so incredibly fair. But I have to step in and I have to say, wait a second here. A woman who has the audacity to go into court today and ask for money after she is the prime suspect in the disappearance
She's
of this
not
child.
a suspect.
The very sole
She's not.
reason. No,
She's
I know it.
not
And we
a
all know why
suspect.
she hasn't been. It's because the authorities in this case have been trying to light backfires behind her, to turn up the heat, to smoke out this woman because they know she knows something. Maybe she didn't do it, but she knows who did, or she knows where this child is.
Well,
She
right, well,
knows
Dan, let
something.
me go to Dan Tilken. You're the reporter there on the ground. Have you been able to talk to any police sources and get some sense of why they have been so silent in this case?
Well, we're getting there. That's a really good question, by the way, one we've been wrestling with for a long time. And a lot of the information we're getting is from sources, things that are not on the record, that they do not want traced back. But I can echo what Victoria said, that they are definitely trying to turn up the heat here on Terry Horman. They're trying to shrink the circle around her, both socially and legally, trying to isolate her from her support group, people that support her, and try to get her to crack, so to speak, to give up some type of information that will hopefully lead them to Kyron. All these civil proceedings, I'm being told by legal experts here, are being orchestrated by the district attorney's office.
In the actual court document that the husband filed, he quotes the police. In other words, he's not the one who went through her records and found out purportedly that there was a sexting. That's my understanding of it anyway. This is the police.
Brought him everything forward, and each document, as you mentioned, Jane, in the restraining order and the recent ones and everything, police have given him information to be able to make decisions, to be able to move forward with divorce proceedings, a restraining order, all of these new allegations, things of that nature. Police have come to him, and that has been stated in the court paperwork. So, in a way, police sort of have a voice in this. The sheriff's department has a voice in this, but not directly from the horse's mouth.
It's a fascinating game that's being played, but as Victoria Taft said, there is a precious child who's missing at the center of it all. That's what we care about. We want to find out what happened to little Kyron.
Do you really?
And we will. We've got to. Fabulous panel, stay right where you are. More on Kyron's suspicious stepmom.
I still find no problem in her asking for some money because she has no money to move out, and she owns part of that house through marriage. I know I'll get some heat, but she's not working. She hasn't worked since 2007, and she's standing her ground. Maybe not. People aren't going to like it, but it happens every day when marriages break up and the husband leaves and he owns part of the house and the wife is there and he wants her out. She's not going unless she gets money.